Oh, Ray. Cowardly elites already bowing down to Donald Trump, prioritizing their own narrow self-interest ahead of American democracy and future generations. Welcome to the No Spin Zone. Graphs Grievances starts right now. It has been noted that there is a very good reason President John F. Kennedy's Pulitzer Prize winning book, Profiles in Courage, is very short. Courage is not the norm, it is the exception. And despite America rapidly barreling towards the presidential inauguration of a twice impeached, 34-time convicted felon who aspires to be a dictator on day one of his new term, profiles in courage willing to stand up to Trump appear non-existent. And way more disturbing than that, an atmosphere of cowardliness has clearly penetrated America's elite, resulting in some of the most powerful people in the world bowing down to Donald Trump even before he re-enters the Oval Office. Just yesterday, FBI Director Christopher Wray announcing he will resign at the end of President Joe Biden's administration, despite having more than 3 years left on his 10-year term. Wray saying he plans to step down early because, quote, "This is the best way to avoid dragging the Bureau deeper into the fray while reinforcing the values and principles that are so important to how we do our work." The director and Trump appointee tacitly acknowledging the reality that Trump is intent on replacing him once he is inaugurated. Last month, the president-elect announced he wants to replace Wray with Kash Patel, a longtime Trump lackey with no qualifications to run the Bureau. But instead of forcing Trump to fire him, Wray has decided he will just leave his post on his own volition. And by doing that, Wray is helping Trump erode the independence of the FBI, whose director is intentionally given a 10-year term, meant to span multiple administrations to help inoculate the Bureau from political interference. Trump is intent on turning the FBI into his personal law enforcement apparatus, and Wray is aiding Trump in doing that by stepping down. And yes, the president does have the ability to fire the FBI director, but that is only supposed to happen for cause, not because the incoming president is furious the FBI investigated him for trying to overthrow an election and steal classified documents. For God's sake, if the FBI director can't stand up to Trump and at least make Trump fire him in person, who can? Unfortunately, the cowardliness in Washington doesn't end there. You might think that a 40-year-old with a net worth of more than $200 billion would not allow themselves to be intimidated by a feeble 78-year-old man with not even a fraction of their money. But that is precisely what just happened. Mark Zuckerberg, the chief executive of Meta, instructing his company to donate, get this, $1 million to Trump's inaugural fund. The donation coming despite Trump previously calling for Zuckerberg to, quote, spend the rest of his life in prison if he tried to rig the 2024 election against him. Trump also saying the CEO should be jailed in retaliation for plotting against him during the 2020 election. Up until now, Zuckerberg and his company refusing to donate to presidential inaugurations, including Trump's fund in 2017 and Biden's fund in 2021. Meta courageously blocking Trump on its platforms after the January 6th attack on the Capitol and removing COVID-19 disinformation pushed by Trump. Zuckerberg also previously spoke out against Trump's Muslim ban, writing on Facebook, quote, like many of you, I'm concerned about the impact of the recent executive orders signed by President Trump. We need to keep this country safe, but we should do that by focusing on people who actually pose a threat. Yet despite this record of confronting Trump, apparently Zuckerberg has had a change of heart. Meta's massive donation coming just weeks after Zuckerberg dined with Trump at Mar-a-Lago. And I appreciate Zuckerberg has a business to run and wants a favorable regulatory environment. But not every Fortune 500 company or even every major tech company, including Apple and Google, is willing to debase themselves to curry favor with an unhinged lunatic. If the fourth wealthiest man in the world can't stand up to Trump, who can? And I am afraid the answer to that question will not be Republicans in the United States Senate. After Iowa's Republican Senator Joni Ernst suggested she was uncomfortable supporting Pete Hegseth's nomination to serve as Secretary of Defense because of the allegations of sexual misconduct against him, the military veteran and survivor of sexual assault appeared to change her tune following a massive pressure campaign. Trump and his allies threatening publicly and privately to primary Ernst if she does not support Hegseth. And while a vote on Hegseth's nomination has yet to be held, Ernst said yesterday she now, quote, supports Hegseth through the process, whatever that may really mean. America will only persevere as a democracy if people are willing to stand up for what is right, even in the face of adverse factions. We need profiles in courage, perhaps more now than ever before. And I hope that all of our leaders think about that over the course of the next 4 years. Thank you for watching Graph's Grievances. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, share, and join me tomorrow for more.